Hey, what's up guys, Little Luigi here, welcome to STeller episode 4.1. This time I got some fan art from Max Fecto. It's about his prizings. Another bull has been created by him. Thanks, Max. Anyways, you guys took 28.81 days to submit. You guys were supposed to get faster, not exponentially slower. You each took an average of 1.6 days to submit your sentence. And because of how slow you were, I had to give some buddies more time. But one of you took way too long, and that person was Vortex83. So Vortex83 is now dead, and he gets the slept time badge because, you know, he died from not submitting a sentence. Here's everyone's inventory. Do not forget about your power-ups. They will die after 3 rounds. A few of you are pretty close to losing your power-ups. The 17 contestants that are still alive submitted sentences with their buddies, except one person who was buddies with themselves. There will be 3 prizes along with 3 deaths for this round. After this, we will only have 2. The event this time was buddies, so everyone had a buddy that they could work with to submit their sentences. They were right next to each other, and they could plan out how the story was gonna go. And with that, here's how you vote. Contestants DM the Spaghetti Luigi account on Discord their vote, but viewers comment down their vote. To vote, rank the sentences by their labels by putting the best on the left and the worst on the right. Make sure I know what votes are for which stories by labeling them like this. Thank you. Voters should vote up sentences that are funny, add something interesting, add to the plot, or improve the story in some other way. They should vote down wrote-on sentences, sentences that derail the story too much, and sentences that don't have continuity. Now for this amazing story. I was done playing my favorite game for 529 hours straight and was about to go to bed when I was suddenly sucked into the screen and seemed to be inside the game. As I came to my bearings, I looked around at familiar NPCs, curiously looking down at my sprawled out body. I tried to get up, but I quickly fell back down. Chainmail armor and 7 longswords are a lot heavier than I thought. I looked around and noticed a particularly tall white and gold tower, and when I realized where I was, a guard tripped over and told me to move. The guard, clearly flustered by the fact that I was not getting up, proceeded to walk into me for what seemed like an eternity, shouting cries of pain every time his foot struck my over-encumbered body. Eventually, I started throwing swords out of my inventory in order to unburden myself, but one of them struck the guard at a peculiar angle, and he abruptly stopped trying to walk through me. As I rose to my feet, the guard drew his sword, saying I had violated the law, and when I turned to run, he yelled something about mud crabs while swinging his sword at my back. Thankfully, in the midst of this chase, the guard had dropped his crayons and could no longer finish drawing his sword. But as my vision came into focus ahead, we both stopped dead in our tracks before an army of mud crabs. As I saw the crabs before me, I thought I met my doom, but I had a crabulous idea and started to dance. Because of the fairly unpolished engine, my poor attempt to cha-cha slide resulted in me clipping through the Fuller's hitbox and falling feet first into a dark void, just to magically teleport back up to ground level about a dozen meters further. I stopped dancing and thought about my entire existence. It just works, I thought to myself, coming to terms with my predicament. I also wondered why I could suddenly pull massive tools inside a tiny bag and why I'm even here. But after that, I decided to try to find a way out of this mess. But before I knew it, I had over 30 side quests to complete and forgot about escaping completely. After completing the 18th side quest, the NPC gave me some intel on a nearby barbarian camp. The word intel reminded me that I was still stuck in a computer and needed to find an escape. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any results on my cell phone for how to escape video game, in part due to the fact that getting trapped inside a game isn't that common of an issue, and part due to the absence of a cell phone in my pocket. After a bit more thinking, I figured that because I'm not native to the video game, I would be freed if I managed to crash the system. Fortunately, I remembered a game crashing glitch that involved a merchant NPC, a hammer, and 255 swords. I performed the glitch and I crossed my fingers until finally I remembered the glitch had been patched. And that's the end of the story. Vote or you won't win a prize. See you later. Bye!